Barnaby Jones, starring Buddy Ebsen. Also starring Lee Merriweather, with guest stars Christopher Stone, Joanne Harris, Dick Van Patten, Robert Hogan. Tonight's episode, Odd Man Loses.
Morning, Don.
Morning, Edna.
Can't you train the kids to put these things away?
Aye, aye, Captain.
You want to drive? Get the feel of it?
When we pick up men.
Why, Mel? Why can't we?
Because we can't afford it, Lorna.
Oh, don't you know any other song?
Well, you go inside. The neighbors are gonna see you.
I don't care.
Please, baby. The fellas will be here any second.
Oh, go ahead. Save $1 on your dumb carpool, but don't ever spend one on me.
What's he doing?
He's gonna be driving later.
Listen, I've been thinking about it all night. We ought to forget the whole thing. We're not criminals.
Well, that's the beauty of it. Who's gonna suspect us, huh? You're just an accountant at PRC. He's just a draftsman. I don't even work there. No, the plan is perfect. At lunchtime today, we're gonna do it. Come on, get in the car.
If anyone calls, I'm going out to lunch.
officer. I can't imagine what infraction I...
Get out of the car. Come on, move!
You're not a policeman.
Get over there. Get back. Come on. Back, back. That's right. That's right. Well, come on, get it open! Look out! You didn't tell me he had a gun, Mel!
I didn't know it.
What are you doing? Put your mask on. If he comes to and sees your face, we're...
He's dead.
Oh, my God.
This amateur ripoff. Just got to be murder one for all of us.
It was an accident.
We gotta get out of here.
Now, wait a minute! Look, just let me think, will you? Hey, just help me. Help me and I can cover. Get the spare and jack up the right rear. Get the gun clip from his belt, take his coat off.
You think you can fool the police?
I spent 3 years on tow trucks. I know what the cops are looking for. Well, move, will ya?
That was quick.
Well, I did a little name dropping down at the police records. Told them Barnaby Jones sent me, and you should have seen how fast they moved to get a copy of that report.
Miss Hogan is my daughter-in-law, Betty.
Mrs. Hogan, would you like a cup of coffee?
Please, Black.
Investigative officers, Lieb and Trombino. You got the best.
That's what they said about you.
Wondering how you happened to call me. According to this, your husband had crawled under the car to retrieve a lug nut. The jack gave way. Reasonable under the circumstances.
That report hardly reflects my husband's nature. Wayne Hogan would not, under any circumstances, even attempt to change a tire.
You're saying you don't believe it was an accident?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
The reason is that an accident doesn't require a motive, but murder does. Do you have any reason to believe that somebody wanted to kill him?
No. But somebody did. Mr. Jones, long before we had money, I saw Wayne pay his last dollar to have a tire changed.
Well, perhaps he couldn't reach a phone. That would account for his uncharacteristic behavior.
There was a phone in the car.
According to the report, the phone was working perfectly.
He was my husband. I think I have a right to know what happened to him.
Of course you do. Miss Hogan, I'll get on it right away.
Come on, Steve. It's been nearly a week. Crack a smile, will you?
About what? A man being dead?
No, about the fact that we just split up $335,000 and had the guts to take it.
Hey, come on, cut it out.
But what the hell kind of way is that for him to speak to me? I'm the one that hit him. I'm the one that dreams about it at night, not you.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Just remember, he had a gun, too. That company of yours isn't exactly lily white, either. I mean, that was hot merchandise they were going to buy with that cash. And that's why they can't blow the whistle on us.
I'll be glad when they lay me off. They've started cutting back already.
I gave my 2 weeks' notice at the tire shop this morning.
Yeah? Where you going?
I'm going to drift down to Florida, work along the way. Then in about 6 months, I'm going to start showing some prosperity.
Then what?
Get myself a charter fishing boat and live like a king. What are you going to do, Steve?
Ed and his sister has a dry cleaning chain in Denver. We figure we settle there, and well, if it looks good, we buy in.
Hold it. Phone is home.
fellas.
Hey,
Laura. Hi, honey. How was the movie?
Oh, pretty good. Had that actor in it I liked. The one that reminds me of Don.
Hey, Mel, you better watch us.
Oh, don't listen to him. He's just a jealous old bachelor. Hey, what happened to the card game?
Oh, we started talking.
And drinking. Well, why don't you fix me one so I can catch up? And I'll go upstairs and fix some cheese and crackers.
Oh, that'll be great, baby.
See ya.
Uh-huh. You told her about the money.
No, I didn't.
Don't snow me, Mel. In 7 months of carpooling
Will you
and
listen
all
to
the
me?
card nights here.
Just listen to me, Alex.
You.
Keep your
voices down.
He's right, Mel. She knows something.
It's not what you think. I told her that a distant relative died, and that I know I'm in on the will, but it'll be 6 months before the estate is settled. A little lie, that's all. To make her happy.
Mel, make us happy, huh? Remember, if any one of us is caught with 1/3 of the money, it could lead right back to the carpool.
You know, I think this ought to be our last meeting together. Carpool and all.
I gotta go along with Steve.
I'm really gonna miss you guys.
Mr. Jones, I'm Elliot Plum.
Yes, I know.
Come on, sit down. What can I do for you?
Well, maybe you could tell me why the guard brought me here when all I did was ask to see Mr. Hogan's secretary.
My instructions. You see, the girl is no longer with us.
Fired?
No. The afternoon of Hogan's accident, why, she was preparing to leave early, and when I told her what happened, why, she just went all to pieces, and she's never come back.
Well, I'd appreciate the young lady's name and address. She may be able to tell us who Mr. Hogan planned to see in San Diego.
You know, Mr. Jones, you're making this awfully hard for me.
How's that, Mr. Plowman?
Well, look, Wayne Hogan is much more to me than just my purchasing agent, vice president in charge of purchasing. He and his wife, Pam, and my wife, we were all very close personal friends. Now, I'd be very grateful to you if you'd help me spare Pam Hogan any additional pain.
Well, I don't see anything painful in trying to find out who Mr. Hogan had planned to see.
But there is, Mr. Jones. You see, there wasn't any San Diego trip. There never has been. Shortly after Wayne left on those Fridays, his secretary, Miss Corbett, would follow. Now, I don't know where their rendezvous was, but, well, I don't have to spell it out for you, do I?
No, I get the word. But what I need is a little definition. Are you sure that Miss Corbett didn't leave an address?
Sorry.
Well, when she gets over her grief and realizes that she still has a final check coming, she'll probably contact personnel.
I'll call for you.
Oh, no, thank you. I'll find my way. Thank you. Pearson, I'm Barnaby Jones, private investigator. Someone over there tells me that you worked very closely with Mr. Hogan.
I just handle his vending accounts. There's nothing special about that.
Well, you are aware that he was on his way to San Diego the day he died?
Yes?
Any idea who he was going to see down there?
No, I wouldn't know that.
Catching a cold?
It's that thing. The temperature keeps changing.
Yeah, I guess air conditioning and sweat are the parents of most of the pneumonia cases in California. Too bad about Mr. Hogan's secretary.
What, Cindy has pneumonia?
No, she just sort of dropped out of sight. Personnel doesn't seem to have any way of getting in touch with her. I thought possibly because you worked so closely with Mr. Hogan, he may have given you her phone number.
No, not me. Sorry.
Well, thank you, and nip that cold in the bud.
Steve? It's Mel. A man was just here to see me about Hogan. Private investigator. Barnaby Jones. Steve? Somehow he came right to me.
And I was supposed to leave Wednesday night for Hawaii, and these apes deliberately made me miss my plane, yeah. And here it is Saturday, and I'm supposed to start my new job Monday morning. Can you believe that? Oh, no, I've wasted enough time with you already, because I have a new boyfriend. I think his name is Barnaby Jones. And if I was 6 months older, I would ask him to marry me. Bye-bye.
If I was 6 months younger, I'd accept.
Mr. Jones, your secretary said you wanted to speak to me about Wayne Hogan. This party must seem a little insensitive to you.
Mr. Plowman said that you were so broken up by Mr. Hogan's death that you didn't go back to work. You made it sound rather personal.
Well, nobody likes to lose a good boss.
Especially if he's more than a boss.
You mean like something going on between Mr. Hogan and me? No way.
But you didn't go back to work.
Well, there was no reason. Mr. Plowman called and said that with Mr. Hogan dead, they wouldn't need me. But they did set up this great job for me in Hawaii.
I bet they even paid your fare.
You're a pretty foxy detective, Mr. Barnaby Jones. Now, you tell me. I mean, why did they do that for me?
Maybe you thought you knew something.
Well, like what?
Like why Mr. Hogan was driving to San Diego the day he got killed?
Well, it was just business. I mean, nothing else would have made him drive that distance twice a month. He flew everywhere else.
Twice a month.
Mm-hmm. Always on Friday. He'd leave the office around 10 after 12, and he'd always let me go at 1 o'clock.
Any idea who he went to see in San Diego?
Well, I'd guess a man named Carl Merrick. At least there was always a lot of phoning back and forth.
Is Merrick a vendor?
Probably a broker. His name never appeared on a purchase order. The deals were always set up with independent companies that we'd never used before.
What kind of deals?
Supplies and raw materials. All those precious things it takes to keep PRC running.
And how were all these things paid for?
Well, Mr. Hogan would take the order up to Mr. Plowman's office, and then he'd come back down and send for a very nervous little man from accounting.
Melvin Pearson.
Yeah. But I think that's all I know.
I was about to ask you if I could use that.
Instant dial tone.
Thank you.
Barnaby Jones.
Funny, that's my name, too.
Very funny. Any luck?
I don't know yet. Betty, would you call Ben Phillips in San Diego? His agency owes us a favor, and tell him to dig up everything he can for me on Carl Merrick.
Mel, you're just the best daddy. Oh, everything's so beautiful. Don, now what are you doing here?
Hi.
Hi. Oh, you just gotta come and see. Mel is buying out the store.
The whole store, huh?
Look at these.
Hey, beautiful. Listen. Diamond Mel Pearson, last of the big-time spenders.
You ought to be a gambler. The two best ones in your size.
Oh, would you wait just a second? I just want to try them.
Hey, I wouldn't think of you. Would I? Mel, hon.
Listen, it's not the way it looks.
But you called me hysterical yesterday because some Barnaby Jones character's on your tail, and now you pull this?
Well, you said it was only natural that he would come to see me where I work.
Well, I don't remember telling you to throw your money around like it was confetti.
Darn, I had to do this. Lorna was gonna pack a bag and leave me last night.
All right, Mel, how are you gonna pay for it? You're Tap City, remember, like Steve and me?
I have house taxes set aside. I can refinance the car. I can get a loan at my credit union. I'm not gonna touch the other. Honest.
Ta-da! Isn't it fantastic? Have you ever seen such a steal for $225? Well, can I have it? I won't need anything for years. Please. Thank you. Oh, you're just the best husband in the whole wide world.
Daddy has made all your brunch favorites.
Just finishing my hair, hon.
Morning, Mr. Pearson.
What are you doing here?
Well, I was just taking my Sunday morning ride. I thought I'd come over and say hello. Say, I know you'll be happy to hear that Cindy Corbett is fine. She didn't catch pneumonia. Matter of fact, I saw her at a party yesterday.
Yeah? I'm glad.
You look a sight better yourself.
Well, like you said, sometimes the air conditioning.
Mel, I hope you baked some of those blueberry muffins that I like so. Oh,
Good morning.
excuse me. Honestly, Mel, could have mentioned that we had company. Hello.
Miss Pearson, I'm Barnaby Jones, private investigator. I'm looking into the death of Wayne Hogan.
Oh, that poor man at work. Can you believe this? He never even mentioned the accident until I happened to see it on the late news that evening.
Well, it's quite reasonable. A sudden death, shock of somebody you've been working very closely with.
I told you once before, we didn't work that closely together.
Well, he did come in to see you every time before he made that trip to San Diego.
Yes, I drew his special vouchers for him.
Well, a company voucher is hardly negotiable. What did he do, convert them to cash?
Yes, I suppose so. PRC has a cash surplus for just such emergencies.
How much was the voucher that you drew for him the week that Mr. Hogan had his accident?
Something over 300,000, I think.
300,000 for emergency. Kind of makes a fellow wonder what's essential.
Come on. Mr. Plowman could have told you all this when he hired you.
Mr. Plowman didn't hire me. My client believes that Wayne Hogan was murdered.
But the news said he died accidentally while changing a tire.
Perhaps he did, Mrs. Pearson. But your husband has just given me 300,000 reasons why it may have happened another way. Thank you very much for the help. Have a happy brunch.
Now, are you in trouble? You are in trouble, aren't you, Mel? Now, I can tell.
Shut up, Lorna. Today, would you just keep your mouth closed?
Mel, I didn't mean nothing by it.
I gotta go. You stay here, do you understand? All day I'm driving around looking for you.
Dragging me with him.
Soup. I had a date at the marina last night and I just got home.
Didn't you understand what I said when you called?
Mel, I heard every word. Barnaby Jones told you he wasn't hired by the company.
He's looking for evidence for murder, and I never touched Hogan. You're my witness, Steve, and I'm yours.
You're a real friend, Mel.
The law says we're just as much a part of it as Don is. You know that.
We'd get life.
We'll get nothing if you just stick to the plan.
Jones hasn't gotten around to you yet. He came to my house. First the office, now my house.
I listened to this all day.
Okay, Steve, but remember I told you. I'm getting out of the country tonight.
Mel, come on, you don't want to do that. They can't trace the money. The company can't even admit it was stolen.
Mel, he's right. As long as we don't start flashing money around and just act like nothing's happened, they can't pin anything on us.
I don't know. You guys didn't hear that detective.
I'm going home. You take care of him.
Look, Mel, we're buddies, right? How could Jones or anybody suspect you of murder and a 300 grand ripoff?
That's easy enough for you to say. You guys are just taking off.
But we agreed. You have to stay here. You're the only one who worked with Hogan. In 3 months, it'll all be over. You can go where you want.
3 months? Forget it. I'd never make it. I'm packing Lorna in the car. We're crossing into Mexico tonight.
Mel! Mel! Mel, use your head. How long do you think you'd be gone before they came looking?
I'm afraid of jail. What would Lorna do alone?
I'll walk you home.
I drove. Just leave me alone.
Mel, I'm warning you.
Let go!
Lieutenant, I may have asked about an attaché case, but I don't remember.
The investigating officer said it was the first thing you asked about at the scene.
You also asked the lady on the horse, the one who found Mr. Hogan's body.
Wayne Hogan was an important executive. It is not inconceivable he might have taken something of value on a business trip.
You're right, Counselor, excepting that Mr. Plowman has been trying to convince me that Mr. Hogan was not on a business trip that day. I may be mistaken, but do you know Carl Merrick?
I never heard of him.
There's a small trucking and warehouse business in San Diego.
Gentlemen, since you fail to appreciate his cooperation, I'm advising my client to terminate this interview.
The San Diego police have files for a year now on some pretty big rip-offs along the docks. Electrical components and other materials that just happen to coincide rather closely with your inventory pattern, Mr. Plowman.
Miss Corbett said Mr. Hogan bought a lot of that stuff in San Diego.
I told you I don't know any Carl Merrick.
Were we still talking about Carl Merrick, Lieutenant?
I thought I'd moved along to thefts on the docks.
Were you suggesting that there's some connection between the two, Mr. Plowman?
Well, that's what you implied, isn't it?
Isn't Carl Merrick the man that Hogan went to see in San Diego, carrying the attaché case your client inquired about but doesn't remember? Seems to me my memory would be doing flip-flops, too, if I realized that my vice president was going around carrying $300,000 in cash that wound up missing.
Lockridge, you get a court order, get these two out of here, and keep them out.
When I come back, it'll be official, and I'll have the court order.
What's the matter?
Oh, Mel didn't come home at all last night, and he wasn't at work today, and I'm worried.
Well, Mel and Steve were at my place last night. Steve left about 10, Mel a few minutes later.
Yeah, I already talked to Steve. He has not seen him either. That's why I called you.
You know, now that I think about it, Mel did say a few weird things last night. Like that he was going to split from Mexico, but I thought he was bombed.
Well, that's it. He's gone. He's left me.
Are you kidding? Hey, why would Mel or anyone leave you?
Don, you don't understand. There was this guy who was killed at PRC. And I think that Mel had something to do with his death. There was a private detective right here yesterday questioning.
Mel.
Yes. Don, there was a lot of money involved.
No, we're talking about Mel.
Yes. Oh, what am I going to do? I'll just kill myself if I have to go back to waitressing.
You won't if I have anything to say about it. So I've got a few bucks put away. I know we joked about it a lot, but I really dig you, Lorna. I always have.
I've never cheated on Mel.
know that. Why do you think I never said anything before? But a girl like you with Mel, it just didn't make sense. Even Steve said so.
I'm afraid to be by myself.
Well, you don't have to be afraid anymore. Not while I'm around. Go see who that is, quick.
Don, it's that private detective again. Jones.
Yell, you're on the phone.
Mary, I'm on the phone!
It wouldn't look good if you found me here. I'm gonna go out the side door.
What should I say?
Tell him Mel left you. I'll talk to you later.
Miss Pearson?
Yes, come on in, Mr. Jones.
I was hoping your husband would be home. I wanted to talk to him.
I have not seen my husband all night, Mr. Jones. Oh, I'm afraid he has left me.
Well, I know that he didn't go to work. The guard at the gate said his car didn't go through, but he only drives there twice a week.
Yes, he was in a carpool with 2 other men.
You happen to know their names?
One was a Ron or a Don, and I think the other one was Steve or Stan or something like that.
No last names.
Well, I hardly ever saw them, and then it was just from the door in the morning when they picked him up, so.
Miss Pearson, you're a very attractive young woman. I find it hard to believe that the man who cooked your brunch yesterday morning abandoned you last night, unless you were running from something.
Running from what?
I'm not sure. But he must know, or he wouldn't be running, would he?
Just drove away.
That's right. I just went to the bank to look in the safety deposit box, and I just happened to see you in the rearview mirror.
Well, I yelled after you.
Don, you can quit lying now. I happen to know that you and Mel were in on it together now, weren't you?
Yeah, so was Steve. I thought the less you knew about it, the better off you'd be.
Yeah. Mel's dead, isn't he?
It was a stupid accident. Mel got panicky. The way he was talking, they'd have had him in 24 hours. The rest of us had had to go to jail, too. Why don't you put that thing down?
What, and then you're gonna kill me?
You don't believe that. You know how I feel about you, and I think I know the way you feel about me. I wanted to get you away from here quietly, let the money be a surprise. Mel's share in mine, it's almost $250,000.
You mean it?
Can't you tell?
But what if we don't find Mel's share?
Oh, we'll find it. Can you think of anything that he was building or fixing right after, you know, Hogan?
Oh, I don't know. He was always working on one thing or another around the house. I don't know, Don, it could be anywhere. What if it's not even here?
We still have my share. It's out in the trunk of my car.
That's what I wanted to hear you say.
You believe me now?
Why don't we start looking for her?
Why don't we look upstairs?
Mr. Triplett? The gate guard thought you might be able to help me. I'm Barnaby Jones, a private investigator.
What's it about?
Well, it's about Wayne Hogan's death. The gate guard said he remembers you left the plant that day about noon with Mr. Pearson.
Yeah, we went out to lunch, yeah.
You mind telling me where?
Let me think, yeah. That was Friday. Oh, yeah, we drove out to Lou's Chowder House.
Guard said you walked out.
Oh, well, Pearson and I carpool with a guy who works in one of the shops down the street, and he picked us up at the corner.
Oh. What's his name?
Don Brady. I think he took off for Chicago last week. Anyhow, the pool broke up.
You and Mr. Pearson, too?
Well, yeah, I was due for a layoff. As a matter of fact, I just picked up my severance check.
Have you seen Mr. Pearson? No one seems to have seen him since yesterday.
No? What? What is all this about, anyhow?
Well, confidentially, there is a little over $300,000 missing. Supposition is that Mr. Hogan was killed so somebody could get it.
Reports I heard was a freak accident.
Could have been contrived. Now, it looks like Mr. Pearson is involved, although somebody else could have rigged it.
You're not accusing me of something, are you, Mr. Jones?
Mr. Triplett, all those questions I've asked will be asked again sooner or later by the police. Now, if you go in with answers before the questions are asked, you may come out better.
You're not getting my message. I don't have any answers.
About Mr. Pearson? Well, you did go into his department looking for him today.
Just to say goodbye, Mr. Jones.
Somebody may have already done that for you. I think Mr. Pearson is dead just as Wayne Hogan is dead. What do you think?
I hope you're wrong. Mel was a nice guy. Hey, now, if you don't mind, I got a wife and 2 kids who are home waiting for me.
Sure.
I'm sorry I'm late. But your man Brody wasn't the easiest man to locate.
Don't tell me, let me guess. He didn't show up for work.
Right. But the owner of the tire shop gave me his address. But hold on. I'm afraid this is going to ruin your lunch.
No, this Thousand Isle dressing has already beat you to it. Go ahead.
Well, the apartment manager said that Brody checked out this morning. You don't seem disappointed.
Just disappointed in the sandwich. Brody's taking off fits in. The way Hogan's accident was staged, I didn't think Pearson could handle it by himself. But with somebody that works in a tire shop.
And Don Brody was a member of the same carpool.
A carpool which is losing members fast.
Where are you going?
Triplett has drawn his severance pay. Just maybe he's the last man on the bus out of town.
He hit it right under our noses. Quick, bring a bag down.
I'll be right down.
Clever son of a gun, he hit it right under our noses when we were sitting here the other night. Steve, what are you doing?
I called him.
You what?
She called me. Somebody has to look out after Lorna's interests.
Look, Steve, I'm crazy about her. I'm gonna take her with me.
Wake up, friend. She's with me.
You and Lorna?
That's right. It's been going on for months. Didn't you ever wonder why Steve always left those card games early? Oh, brother, you didn't see any more than Mel did.
We've been planning the split just as soon as I had enough money.
The job gave you that.
No one had to be hurt. But you had to kill Mel, didn't you? That poor little schnook.
None. It was an accident. I swear it. Lorna, you can't go with him. He's a married man. He's got kids.
Listen to Mr. Morality. Come on, move it. Put it in the bag.
No hard feelings.
Fill it.
Steve was here only a couple of minutes, Mr. Jones, and then he left.
Well, that seems strange. You gave me the impression you couldn't wait to get home to you and the kids. Your children must be very quiet, or they go to bed early.
I left them up the street with a neighbor. No reason they should suffer because Steve and I are at each other's throats.
That bad, huh?
I just got tired of finding hair on his lapel. Hair that wasn't mine. When I asked him to stop, he just laughed and said, since I knew, he might as well give her his home phone number. She called just a short time ago, and he took off.
Any idea who she is?
Just a long, silky-haired blonde. I'm sorry. I'm afraid I'm not much help.
Long, silky-haired blonde. You may have helped a lot more than you think, Ms. Triplett. Thank you.
Just keep moving.
You know I'm gonna get you for this. It's not gonna be an accident either.
That's why you're coming with us, along with your share of the money. Now, where is it?
Oh, no, you don't get that.
He said the money was in his trunk.
You should be more cooperative. I don't have to run any faster if they find your body back there in the house. Now open the trunk and get the money. Lorna, put the bag in my car. Get moving.
Would you call police emergency for an ambulance?
I'll do that.
No, Mrs. Pearson. We have a special conveyance for all of you. There'll be a squad car along in a moment.
Three ordinary men in a carpool. Poor Wayne is responsible for his own death in a way.
Well, in the final analysis, most of us wind up being our own victims. The important thing is, now what happens to Pam Hogan?
Well, Wayne left me a large block of PRC stock. And with Elliot Plowman resigning...
Say, when they're through with all the criminal charges, the company's going to need some good feminine leadership to restore confidence.
Well, I didn't intend to go that far.
Why not? Betty's been running my outfit for years. Hasn't hurt my confidence.
Barnaby Jones, starring Buddy Ebsen. Also starring Lee Merriweather, with guest stars Sherry North, Lynn Marta, special guest star Mark Jenkins.
$75,000. Well, the judge really lowered the boom on you, Mr. Kemper.
Oh, he's a hanging judge. Look, on a hit-and-run felony, my bail should be $5,000, $10,000 tops. And it would be if I didn't come from out of town.
Maybe, maybe not. You almost killed the man you hit. You destroyed thousands of property. You endangered other lives. You resisted arrest.
You know, look, I don't understand what the hang-up is, Mr. Wayburn. You get your 10%. I mean, any other bail bondsman in L.A. would jump at the chance to earn this kind of fee.
Look, Mr. Kemper, I'd really like to help you, but I can't go back to my boss and justify a $75,000 bond without the collateral to back it up.
Hey, look. Come on, will you, Wayburn? Come on, give me a break.
Look, I'd really like to help you, because if I help you, I help myself. But under the circumstances...
Hey, tell me something. You married? Get kids?
Oh, no way. I'm still in law school.
Okay. You work and go to school at the same time. Must be tough.
It's not so bad.
Nothing a little money would make easier, huh?
Get no argument out of me.
Hey, wait. Sit down a minute. What's your first name?
Jim?
Jim Ross. Look, Jim, I got a business on the street that can't wait. And I'm gonna take a chance. And I'm gonna level with you. Now, what if I told you that you could get your hands on enough money to stop working? Enough money to finish law school. And after that, enough to set you up. Maybe even for life.
Look, Mr. Kemper, I have another...
No, I mean it. And to get you off the hook with the bonding company, what if I also told you I could dig up collateral right away, today, stocks that would more than cover my bail? You interested?
Well, if you do have the stocks to cover the bond, what's the problem?
Wayburn, either you're gonna play dumb or you're interested. I'm talking about cutting you in something big.
How big?
The Rockwell heist. Alexander Rockwell, Palm Beach, Florida. You read about it?
You did that?
Yeah, the loot includes a lot of stocks. Worth maybe 5-8 times the price of my bail. That enough collateral?
I can't accept stolen stocks.
See, you made a mistake. By the time anyone finds out they're hot, I'm long gone.
How much? I mean, how would I figure in?
Well, let's just say that what I'm holding comes to about $1.2 million. Let's say you could have the 2. I want to tell you, kid, you handle that release like a real pro. Your boss ought to pin a medal on you.
Yeah? Well, I don't think I'll take any bows until I get my hands on that collateral.
I told you not to worry, didn't I? Now, where you park?
Over there.
I'll be right with you. I gotta make a phone call. Add another dime to my bill? Joe. This is for the rent. Keys in the room.
If someone wants you, what'll I tell them?
Tell them to drop dead. Sorry, didn't mean to frighten you. You finished?
You took a year off my life coming on me like that. Manners.
Well, you certainly move fast, kid.
What do you think I am? An idiot? Is that what you think?
Well, anybody can make a mistake. I guess I made one about you.
You think I didn't check you out, find out where you live?
Hey, look, now, cool down, kid. Now, that gun can go off.
I took a big chance on you, Kemper. I trusted you, and you played me for a dummy.
Now, look, just take it easy, kid, huh? Nothing's lost. I still got your share. It's right here.
I'll take it myself. Just hand it over.
Okay. Okay.
Please, spare me, Mr. Biggs. I don't want to hear any more about how you were rousted on a bum rap.
Honest, Roxy, it was a bum rap.
When a policeman accosts you because you are seated peacefully on a park bench communing with nature, Mr. Biggs, that may be a roust. But when that same policeman finds you drunk on a park bench beating your wife to a pulp, that is a no-no. Go, Mr. Biggs, and sin no more.
Well, thanks anyway, Roxy. Bailing me out again.
Goodbye.
To a pulp?
It was a fair fight. Mrs. Biggs used to be a wrestler. Oh, Barnaby. How nice to see you. Tea? Coffee? Oh, I forgot. Milk.
Oh, I think I had my quota at the office. Roxy, you're as pretty and spiffy looking as ever. How are you?
Wiser. Maybe a little poorer if you don't find Ross Kemper for me.
Roxy, I always figured the reason I never got much business from you was because you were too smart a bail bondswoman to be taken by some skip-out.
Never would have happened if I'd been minding the store.
So you finally took that vacation you've been talking about.
No chance. Doctor wanted to make some tests, so he put me in the hospital for a few days.
Hospital? You all right?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. It's just that when I was away, Jim Wayburn, that's the young man that works for me, handled the bonding transaction. He took collateral in the form of stock certificates. Turns out they were hot.
Didn't he check the certificate serial numbers?
I can't blame Jim. He's inexperienced and he's eager to bring in a big commission. I just should have been here, that's all.
When did you find out the stock was stolen?
Yesterday, when Kemper didn't show for the arraignment, I had the numbers checked. That's when the roof caved in.
How much was the bond?
$75,000.
That's a big one, Roxy. I hope the police find him.
If they don't produce Kemper in court within 90 days, I'll have to forfeit the entire amount. That's why I need you, Barnaby.
Roxy, I'm sorry I'm late again. I was up studying for my test pretty late last night, and I guess I overslept.
Mm-hmm. And I'll bet you didn't even take time to have lunch.
Lunch? I'm still trying to find time for breakfast.
Oh, excuse me. Barnaby, this is the future Clarence Darrow. Jim Wayburn, Barnaby Jones.
Hi, Jim. Nice to meet you.
Same here, Mr. Jones. I'm sorry about this mess I've made. I already told the police everything I know, and if there's anything else I can do, just let me know, please.
Well, when it comes to asking for help, you'll always find me at the head of the line.
He's been moping about this ever since Kemper skipped town yesterday. And I don't want it to affect your studies. Understand? It was an honest mistake. Now get out of here and take time for lunch. And don't forget a ham on rye for me, okay?
Roxy, I'm gonna make this up to you. If Mr. Jones doesn't... Well, things don't turn out right, I'll pay you back every cent. If it takes the rest of my life.
It's a life that's going to end in about 2 seconds if you don't get out of here and put some meat on your bones. Now go. Goodbye.
Seems like a fine young man.
He is. He just brightens up my day to have him around here. You will find Kemper for me, won't you? I mean, Betty said that your calendar was very busy.
It's never too busy for you, Roxy. I'll get right on it.
Don't you ever give up?
No, I'm going to keep chasing you until you catch me.
You're impossible. Adorable, but impossible.
So, why haven't you returned my calls?
I thought we decided you were bad for me.
No, you decided.
Remember something else I decided. I need a prosperous lawyer, not a poverty-stricken student.
Well, that's just what I want to talk to you about.
Who's talking when you don't listen?
How's that from a poverty-stricken student?
About what I'd expect. Where'd you get it at the dime store?
You know, that's the trouble when you become too cynical. You look, but you don't see. Now look again. It's real.
It is real, isn't it?
And there's more. Lots more. Now, can we talk?
Vicky, fill in for me for a few minutes, will you? What do you mean there's more?
There's enough for London, Paris, Rome. There's enough for you to quit this lousy job. There's enough for us to...
Just a minute. Where did you get this?
I had a lucky day down at the office.
Where, Jim?
What difference does it make? The point is it's yours. You like it?
It's stolen, isn't it?
Does that scare you?
I don't know. It should, I guess. What have you done?
There's nothing to worry about. I mean, believe me, it's free and clear.
And there's more?
There's over $1 million worth more.
What?
Now, are you scared?
Right down to my toes. How did you get it?
I'll tell you all about it later. But right now, I have to figure out a way to turn it into cash.
You're into something way over your head, aren't you,
Trust
Jim?
me. Okay? All right. Now, remember that girl you shared your apartment with last year, Linda?
What about her?
Remember you told me how upset she was with the guy she was dating? She gave him the brush because she found out he was a crook.
Yeah, she found out he dealt in stolen property.
And do you think you could get in touch with him?
You think so?
Good. Then we're in business, baby. It's as simple as that.
Well, welcome to the hunt, Barnaby.
Roxy tell you I'm on the case?
No, but I figured if Roxy got in trouble, you'd be the first she'd turn to.
Any trace of Kemper?
Not yet. Carter, the manager, said he left here about 1 p.m. yesterday carrying a valise. Didn't say where he was going. You can see it all in the report.
City give your department a bigger budget last year?
Bigger budget? You lacing your milk with something these days?
Well, how come the expenditure of all these man-hours on a common, ordinary hit-and-run fugitive?
The stakes went up. Palm Beach police sent this on a little while ago.
Stock came from the Alexander Rockwell job.
Palm Beach suspects Kemper pulled the job together with one Sven Rowley. Now, their grapevine has it that Kemper double-crossed Rowley and then took off with the whole boodle.
That would explain why Kemper was in such a hurry to get bailed out.
It's too bad we didn't get that make-back sooner. We kept a tighter lock on Kemper.
I heard of this Rowley. He's supposed to be a bad boy. Has he been seen in town?
No, but they've got the same news in Florida that we have about Kemper skipping bail, so we're expecting him. You watch yourself, Barnaby. Be careful. Don't get caught in the middle, huh?
I'll keep that in mind.
A spray of sparkling, genuine imitation diamonds. Look at it. A sparkling dream. The kind of stuff that maybe Napoleon gave to his broad,
Josephine.
Josephine, right. Or Caesar gave to Cleopatra.
Or Clyde gave to Bonnie.
Hey, how can you pass up something with that kind of history?
Sold, Andy. How much?
$16, and that's wholesale, Barnaby, honest.
Here's 50.
You want change, or you buying something else?
Like a line on Ross Kemper.
You figured. When Betty called and said you wanted to see Andy Burns up here, it wasn't to play cello in a string quartet.
Come on, Andy. Do you think you're going to help us find him?
Hey, when a guy's on a land with over $1 million, he doesn't hold up a sign saying, "Here I am," you know.
You're gonna have to surface sometime in order to fence the loot.
Hey, with the cops hot on his tail, what's his hurry? Nah, he may not surface for months.
I'd buy that except for one thing. Sven Rowley is also looking for him.
Sven Rowley? Was he on the Rockwell heist, too?
The police think that Kemper double-crossed Rowley and took it all.
Include me out. Number one ain't getting himself killed messing around with Sven Rowley. No, sir.
Oh, don't be so dramatic, Andy. Nobody's trying to get you killed. Just thought maybe you'd like to do a favor in return for all of those I've done for you.
Look at this. Woman's got a memory like an elephant. Okay. I'll check around and see if any of the fences are contemplating suicide. Peggy. Peggy something or other.
Who's Peggy something or other?
This girl. When Kemper was in L.A. about 6 months ago, he was sporting this light-haired girl on his arm. A real beauty.
Peggy. What's her last name?
Peggy. It's no use. Anyway, he was showing her off as a scuba diving expert, trying to scare up some backing for a sunken treasure scam in Florida. I think she's still in town, maybe.
Where?
East side, west side, take your pick. I gotta get running. I'll see you later.
Betty.
I know. A light-haired scuba diving expert named of Peggy something or other. This could make the telephone company rich, you know.
Victor Sondheim.
I know.
Sally has been quite secretive. She didn't give me your name.
Yes, I know that too.
One can't be too careful, can one? This is a fine Burgundy. It's domestic, but excellent.
No thanks, I'm not thirsty. Let's get on with it, okay?
Cultural suicide. That's what our pre-packaged barbaric civilization is headed to. Very well. This consignment of engravings and baubles your young lady talks about, how can one be certain you are really in possession of such merchandise?
All you have to do is check the number.
I will.
Still, business being business, I will have to see all the merchandise before I commit to a deal. A percentage deal, of course.
What kind of percentage?
Oh, 20, perhaps as much as 25%.
You gotta be putting me on.
But consider the difficulties involved. These engravings are tainted and require special arrangements for their disposal. The baubles present a completely different set of problems, cutting and resetting stones. Oh, come. $250,000 to $300,000. Still a sizable amount of money, isn't it?
When? It's got to be right away.
Raising that amount of cash is not easy, but manageable. This is my place of business. Be there tonight at 10, and remember, come with all the merchandise.
All right, Virginia. Turn around, take a deep breath, and fall into the water backwards.
Peggy Gibson?
I'm busy right now. Just let yourself go. Don't push off.
I'm a private investigator, Barnaby Jones. You mind if I ask you a few questions about Ross Kemper?
Yes, I do mind.
It's kind of important.
I told you I'm busy.
Did Ross Kemper do that to you?
No. Some gorilla looking for him, just like you, who couldn't take get lost for an answer. So if you think you can do a better job on me, then go right ahead. But you better take your best shot, mister, because you just get one.
Whoop, hold it. The only time I ever struck a woman, she was 3.5 years old and had a penny stuck in her throat.
I'm sorry. But after that big ape bounced me around my apartment, I've been a nervous wreck.
Who did it?
He didn't leave a calling card. Just said Ross would know.
You look like that?
That's him, all right.
Sven Rowley.
Has something happened to Ross?
You have any special reason to believe something may have?
2 days ago, he called from his apartment just after he'd been released on bail. And he said he needed a place to stay for a while, so I told him to come over. But he never showed up.
Maybe he just decided he wanted to get out of town in a hurry.
Maybe. But then he would have called. Something. Anything. Unless he couldn't. No. Something has happened to Ross.
Whom do you expect to find? Jack the Ripper? I'm a legitimate businessman. You think I would stoop to trickery?
If I let you.
Well, where's the merchandise? I warned you there'd be no bargaining until you show good faith.
You show me some good faith first.
Very well. Here you are. Satisfied?
Stuff will be here in a few minutes. It's okay. Bring it.
Wait, Jim, don't hang up. After I dropped you off, I drove around the block the way you told me to, and I saw a car parked in the alley behind the shop. There's a man sitting in it.
All right, you know what to do. Hold it! Leave it alone!
What are you so nervous about? I'm only trying to ensure our privacy.
Give me the keys. Give them to me.
stop by when you see a squad car?
I got a call from an informant. He tipped me that Sonderheim may be the only man in town big enough to handle the Rockwell loot.
That's a pretty good tip. We found some of the loot on his body.
What's the bottom line on this?
I'm still trying to work out a few puzzlements.
Like?
Well, like the .32 caliber slug that killed Sonderheim went clear through his body.
Killer must have been standing close.
Right. Now, these slugs, .38 caliber, were dug out of the casings near the door there at the front of the shop. Could have been somebody who took a few shots at the killer as he left.
Sonderheim?
That's one of the puzzlements. See, Sonderheim's gun wasn't fired. Now, that adds up to 3 guns.
One of them could have been Spenaroli.
Could have been. If he's in town.
He's in town. He worked over Kemper's lady friend yesterday.
Ah. All right, that just might explain how those bullets got in the casing, but take a look at this.
I'm at you for it. Double or nothing.
Win or lose, you'd end up shortchanged.
Just doesn't figure that Sonderheim would try to rip off a couple of professionals like Rowley and Kemper, does it?
That's what I mean, puzzlements. You know, if I was a man who jumped to quick conclusions, I'd say Sonderheim set Kemper up for Rowley, and Kemper found out about it, killed Sonderheim, and took off with Rowley taking a few shots at him. You buy that?
Why should I buy it if you don't?
Sure would like to. Wrap this homicide up nice and neat. Only there are a couple of thorns that keep sticking.
Like the fact that Sonderheim isn't doing business with amateurs.
That and some things in Kemper's M.O. See, he preferred a .45 automatic. What's more, he's been known to doctor his bullets so they splatter when they hit. It makes it a little difficult for ballistics to trace. But the slug that killed Sonderheim didn't splatter.
That wasn't a .45.
Of course, Kemper could have changed his M.O. and he's packing a .32 now.
Maybe the answer is a lot simpler than that.
Try me. It's a seller's market.
Maybe it wasn't Kemper in the first place.
You shouldn't have come here.
I didn't sleep 1 minute last night, Jim. I'm scared.
Look, everything's gonna be all right. Calm down.
What have you gotten me into? First Kemper and now Sonderheim.
Look, what did you want me to do? The man was going to kill me.
I know that, but you could...
Look, just go on home and leave everything to me.
That's not good enough, Jim. We've got to get out of town now.
Be reasonable. They'd suspect me in a minute if we ran. And anyway, there's no reason to run. The only ones who can tie me to the Rockwell loot are Kemper and Sonderheim. And they're dead.
What about the man who shot at you last night? He may not know who you are or where to find you, but what if Sonderheim told him who I am and where to find me?
Oh, yeah. You're right.
We've got to get away from here now.
But I can't just cut out and disappear without some story for Roxy and Barnaby Jones, or they'll get wise.
Well, it's better than hanging around letting that man find us.
You got any cash?
12 or 1,300 in my savings account.
Oh, great. Take it out. I've got a couple hundred myself. That'll be enough for us to get to Mexico.
When?
Tonight. I'll call Roxy from San Francisco. I'll tell her we just eloped and that we're going to go to tramp around the country for a while. Instead, we'll take off for Mexico City. We can get us a fence there. Here are the keys to my apartment. You can stay there now. Whatever you do, don't go back to work and don't go back to your own apartment.
What about my things?
We'll get you all new things. Go on, I'll call you later.
Secrets?
Not for much longer.
How cryptic we are when romance rears its beautiful head. Oh, I'll get the Kemper file.
How's it going, Mr. Jones?
Well, like most cases. I have to go back to the beginning every now and then to see if there's anything I missed. Did you miss anything?
Me?
Yeah, sometimes things happen that don't seem too important at the time, or things that people forget to mention. Like, for instance, when you sprang Kemper, he may have said something useful that didn't sound too important at the time.
All he talked about when I drove him home was how glad he was to be out of jail.
And you didn't see anybody suspicious hanging around?
No.
What'd you do when you got home?
We went right up to his apartment. He gave me the stock certificates, and I left.
About what time was that?
It must have been just before 1 o'clock.
Now, according to the police report, the apartment house manager says he checked out about a few minutes later, 1 o'clock.
That's what he said.
Now, the curious thing is that the manager also said that Kemper left through the underground garage.
What's so strange about that?
He didn't have a car. His car was impounded as evidence in the hit-and-run case.
That's right.
Now, wouldn't you think that if he wanted a cab or wanted to be picked up by somebody, he would have gone out the front door?
I suppose so.
Now, Roxy, I'll look at that file later.
Yeah, that's right, Mr. Jones. I didn't see Mr. Kemper when he came home after they let him out on bail. But I did see him leave.
Through the garage?
That's right.
Any reason why?
To do his wash.
To do his what?
His wash? Oh, scared me half to death, he did. I was just putting a quarter in the dryer when he burst in. Almost gave me cardiac arrest.
I can't imagine why he'd stop to do his laundry. Kemper was all checked out. He was carrying a valise.
You have that vent repaired recently?
Nah, it ain't been touched since it was put in.
You have any trouble down here lately?
Not that I know of.
No shootings, hold-ups?
No.
That Mr. Kemper was a menace, he was. Glad to be rid of him.
Oh, stop crabbing so much, Mrs. Loomis.
Well, just telling it like it is, Mr. Carter.
All right, so he scared you a little.
Well, that wasn't all for one day. He knocked me down when he came home. Running through the hall that way, a menace.
Kemper was running?
I was just coming out of my apartment with my wash, heading for the basement, and there he comes. Bang, right into me. Not so much as a beg your pardon, and up he flies. Doesn't even wait for the elevator.
The young man with him, was he running too?
What young man? He was alone.
Are you sure Kemper was alone when he came home? There was no young man about 24 with curly hair?
No, wasn't a soul with him.
Make one sound, it's gonna be your last. Where is he?
Please, what do you want?
I spent a lot of time sweet-talking those gals you work with down at that restaurant to find out who your boyfriend is and where he lives. Now that I found out, I'm here to collect what's mine. Do you understand?
Hello, Roxy?
Barnaby, where did you rush off to?
I had to check on something. Is Jim there?
No, he had to go home and get some law school notes.
Do you have an address on him?
Sure, it's 2239 Westlake Parkway. What's this about, Barnaby?
I'm not sure yet. Roxy, does Jim own a gun?
I should think not. If we run into any problems, there's my .32 revolver I keep in the desk.
Would you take a look and see if the gun is there now?
Hold on. Barnaby. It's not there.
Thanks, Roxy. I'll explain later.
Oh, hi. Now, don't get mad at me, but I didn't get home. I ran into a lawyer friend of mine, and he had a client who needed bail, so I thought I'd come back and get the paperwork started.
You had a couple of calls while you were out.
Who?
I don't know. She didn't say. And I have to get to the bank before it closes.
You've only got 15 minutes.
Have you seen my gun anywhere?
Isn't it in your drawer?
No, I looked, but I couldn't find it.
It must be around somewhere. I'll look for it.
One of the calls was from Barnaby. Why would he want to know whether or not you owned a gun?
How should I know?
You're not in any kind of trouble, are you?
Me? No. Everything's cool. Bank's gonna close on you.
Right. Well, I'll see you later.
Roxy Morgan bail bonding.
You talk nice and normal, you dig?
Jim, it's me.
Sally, will you quit calling? Just sit tight. I got the tickets. Plane leaves at 9:20.
That's great. Just that I'm afraid to be alone.
There's nothing to worry about. We're all set.
Jim, I have to see you. Can you come over now? I don't want to be alone, that's all. If you don't come over, I'm going to leave.
All right. Roxy will be back in a few minutes, and I'll come over then.
Get to the point, will you? Or I'll blow your head off.
If your boyfriend doesn't come up with the loot, I'm gonna give you something to cry about. So shut up! Hold it.
Better wait around, young lady. You got some explaining to do. Operator, get me the police.
No, Jim. Not you. When Barnaby asked me all those questions, I knew there was something terrible and wrong. But this,
Roxy,
my God, Jim. Where's Ross Kemper? Did you kill him for what's in there?
I'm sorry, but it turned out this way. I didn't want you to be hurt by this.
No. Don't you dare tell me that you didn't mean to hurt me. Because it does.
I'm going now, Roxy. Move out of the way.
I'm not going to let you do this.
It's done. Now, don't make it any tougher than it is. Please.
You're going to have to kill me first.
Roxy, don't make me. Stay where you are, Jones.
Easy, Jim. Nobody's crowding you. That's right. It's all over, boy.
gun down, Jim.
Don't move, or I'll shoot.
Jim? I'm a pretty good shot. Hold your fire!
Jim? Jim?
Rox!
Don't kill him. Please, don't kill him.
Jim? Throw your gun out. Come out with your hands up. Give it up, son. You're in a lot of trouble. Maybe we can help you. We'll try, but not if you force this. Think, Jim. Think! You want it to end like this?
It's all right, Jim. All right.
Judge Barrow just signed this. When the police found Kemper where Jim said he was, he officially dismissed a $75,000 liability.
Thank you, Barnaby.
Well, now, let me see. I always hate to take advantage of a date, but seeing as Mr. Alexander Rockwell is paying Barnaby such a handsome fee for helping to return his property, I think I'll go hog wild. How about you, Roxy? Shall we start off with shrimp cocktail or escargot?
Oh, anything.
Roxy, I had a talk with Jim's lawyer. They're going to plead guilty, but they have a very strong argument that Jim only killed in self-defense. Now, I have a hunch that he's going to get out with a decent part of his life still ahead of him.
I'd like that.
Well, you ought to perk up because my hunches are usually right. What's bothering you, Roxy? Those tests you took at the hospital?
I'm sorry. No, the report came back this morning and the tests were all negative.
Oh, Roxy, I'm so happy for you.
Well, I think that calls for a toast to Roxy Morgan. May she do business at the same stand for a while longer.
A heck of a while longer.
Barnaby Jones. Starring Buddy Ebsen. Also starring Lee Merriweather. With guest stars Gary Lockwood, Meg Foster. Tonight's episode, Blueprint for a Caper.
I like seeing a man dedicated to his job.
What are you doing here? I told you never to come anywhere near this place.
Come on, take it easy. No one saw me. I just want to make sure you got the plans.
I told you I'd get them tonight.
That's what I like about you, Clayton. Dependable. Like death and taxes.
I wish I could say the same about you. Your undisciplined antics are going to ruin everything for us one day.
Okay. I just got over anxious. I'm sorry.
Look, I haven't got time.
Who told you?
What?
You haven't got time.
on there a minute, Jeff. Let's see what you got here.
My daddy used to have to tighten it all the time.
Yeah, just like a pit stop. See how that feels.
Great. Thanks, Mr. Jones.
Mario Andretti, move over.
Just one more thing I have to learn to do now. Repair race cars.
Mrs. Larkin, according to all the reports, including the medical examiners, your husband's death was an accident. On the telephone, you indicated that you had some doubts. Why?
I'm not really sure. It's more a feeling I have.
Based on anything in particular?
Shortly before Cleet's death, he began getting these mysterious phone calls.
Mysterious?
They'd come late at night, and if I answered, the caller would hang up. But if Cleet answered, there was always someone there, and Cleet would talk very softly to him, and as if he didn't want me to hear.
Did you discuss these phone calls with him?
He said it was my imagination, that the caller who hung up obviously had dialed the wrong number.
What about the ones that stayed on the line?
Business associates, customers who wanted to talk about policies and make claims. Well, Cleet always kept a very personal relationship with his customers, so I guess I believed him.
But now you think that there may have been something else behind the phone calls?
Yes, and late business meetings at night and long weekend trips to the Portland office.
Miss Larkin, in my line of work...
Oh, I know what you're thinking, Mr. Jones. Another woman. That's not Cleet. We were very deeply devoted to each other. He loved me very much, and he loved his son. He would never be unfaithful to us. And there's more. A few days ago, I had to go into the basement to change a fuse, and when I was looking for the fuses, I accidentally came upon a metal box hidden behind some boards. There was a lot of money in that box, Mr. Jones, $70,000.
It's a good bit of money to be lying around in the basement. Was there anything else in the box?
Yes, a gun.
Your husband?
Cleet never had a gun in his life. He was afraid to have one around the house.
That is curious.
Mr. Jones, if Cleet's death wasn't what it appeared...
You mean if it wasn't an accident?
Yes. Then isn't it possible that we might also be in danger, Jeff and myself? Oh, Mr. Jones, please help me.
Hey. Welcome home. I missed you, Gina.
I was gonna, call you later.
Where you been?
Well, after, Cleet's death, I figured the next job was off, so I just started drifting.
Mm-hmm. Drifting where?
I drove up the coast. I went up to, Big Sur, Carmel, Monterey.
Yeah, it must have been nice this time of year. Should have told me you were going. Maybe I could have gone with you.
Oh, Cam, I wanted to be alone.
Oh, I can understand that. I know you were all upset about Cleet's death. We were all upset. You know what I did? I went out and got drunk. Gina, I really laid one on in Cleet's memory. And I know you had a lot more memories of Cleet than I did. Isn't that right, baby?
Cam, please.
Ah, look, I don't blame you. And what's a pretty girl to do with her boyfriend in prison? She's got to find someone to take care of her. Cleet was there. He was like family, so you turned to him. How could you know I'd get out on a technicality? I mean, I might have been inside another 5 years. Gina, I liked Cleet. He was a good man. But he's gone now. And I'm back here. And it's just you and me again. You know what you're gonna do? You're gonna pack your things. You're gonna move in with me.
Cam.
I'm not asking you. I'm telling you, lady.
Cam, I've been doing a lot of thinking. See, that's why I went away. I want out. Now, if you really love me, let me go.
You're staying with me. We're gonna get things right between us again, baby. When I kiss you, baby, you're gonna feel it all the way down to your toes, the way you used to. You remember that, Gina? Do you?
Yeah. Cam, look at it. It's just no good anymore. It's not there.
Well, you better work at it. You hear me, baby? You better work at it real hard. We've got to start planning that next job. Better start packing.
What job?
The one we started working on last week when I got out.
Yeah, but we don't have the plans. I mean, Clete was supposed to get them for us the night he had his accident.
Well, he got them. Only I have them now.
Well, see, how could you? You didn't meet with him. He never left the building. No. Oh, no, it wasn't an accident. You were there. It was
You want to know why, baby? Because he wanted to take you away from me. And no one does that, Gina. No one.
Charles Eldridge?
Well, how are you? It's been a long time.
Well, it's probably been a longer time for me than for you. I don't think we ever met.
Oh. Well, that's funny. You look exactly like, well, it doesn't matter. Now, what can I do for you, Mr.
Jones, Barnaby Jones. Could I talk to you privately?
Well, I have nothing to hide from these lovely young ladies. They know my bark is worse than my bite, right?
Well, bloodhounds are my line. I'm a private investigator.
Oh. Listen, I'll only be a few minutes. I'll be right back. Well, what do you want to talk to me about?
I understand you're a very close friend of Clete Larkin.
That's right. We worked together almost 10 years.
Could you answer some questions for me?
What sort of questions?
Well, Larkin's wife told me that just about the time of his death, he'd been spending quite a bit of time in the Portland office. You know anything about that?
No, I wouldn't know anything about that. You see, we handle different accounts.
Well, having worked for California Meridian myself, I know there is no Portland office. It's just something that the founder of the firm invented when he wanted to get away from his wife for a while. And like anything that serves a practical purpose, it outlived its inventor.
Look, Mr. Jones, Clete Larkin loved his wife and son. Now, all right, maybe he strayed a little bit now and then, but he was very discreet about it. He's dead. Why don't we just let his personal life rest with him?
I'd like to, but locked up somewhere in his personal life may be the key to why he died. If he loved his wife and child, as you say, I'm sure he wouldn't want any harm to come to him.
Harm?
Yes. Larkin's death may not have been an accident, and if that's true, then his family might be in danger. You may be able to help.
What do you want to know?
Was Larkin straying with anyone at the time of his death?
Well, there was a certain young lady, I believe. I never saw her, but I heard Clete talk to her on the phone a few times on his private line. You can usually tell when it isn't business.
You happen to recall her name?
Gina. That's all he ever called her.
You know where they went? Restaurants, clubs, places like that?
I told you he was very discreet, Mr. Jones. I have no idea where they went. Now, wait. There was something that might be of help, though.
What's that?
Well, Clete was a romantic. He used to send her flowers all the time.
From any particular flower shop?
Yes. Aphrodite's. It's a few blocks from the office.
Thanks.
Well, you're late.
Well, it took me a little longer to find the right kind of truck I needed.
What were you looking for? Inside some bar?
Now, wait a minute. I swear to you, I didn't even take one drink, honest.
What were you doing with it? Using it for aftershave lotion? I can smell it all over you.
All right, so here to drink. What's the big deal?
I'll tell you what's a big deal. I'm not gonna blow the biggest job we've ever pulled. We make one mistake when we've had it, understand? I'm running things around here again, so it's gonna be my way. You got it?
We did pretty good without you, Cam.
What does that mean? I said, what does that mean?
I mean, we didn't exactly starve to death while you were inside.
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret, Starrett. I'm not inside anymore, I'm out. And as long as I am, I'll decide the way things are gonna be around here. Now, you got any complaints about that?
I didn't say I had any complaints.
But when you do, speak up, Starrett. It's the only way to get ahead in life. Okay, Holland, show me this truck. Come on. Yeah, okay.
I liked it better without him.
Yeah. There's nothing you can do about it now.
Don't be too sure, Gino. Something can always be done about everything.
What can I do for you, Mr. Jones?
I wonder if you'd mind taking a look at this picture and seeing if you recognize this man.
Oh, yeah, he's a customer of ours, but I don't know his name. He comes in about once every other week, I guess. Sends a dozen long-stem roses to a lady in Venice.
You wouldn't have that lady's name and address tucked away somewhere, would you? Man's dead. Information could answer some questions about how he died.
I'll have to look in our delivery records. It won't take long.
I'm Emil Van Dorian. I may just have what you're looking for in our private showroom, if you'd follow me. Make yourselves comfortable. I call this the back room. Actually, it's a name given to it by the Countess d'Avignon. Perhaps you've heard of her?
Well, who hasn't? I mean, her name is mentioned in all the columns, isn't it?
A lovely woman. Must be in her 80s now. She spends most of her time in the south of France. But whenever she's in town, she always comes to visit the derrière chambre, as she calls it.
Funny.
Now, was there anything in particular that you had in mind?
Well, just something in good taste. You see, actually, it's for my wife's birthday, Mr. Van Dorian, and I wouldn't want to buy her anything, well, she might be disappointed in.
I understand. Un moment. Now, let's see if there's anything here that you might fancy.
You like it, darling?
It's exquisite.
An excellent choice.
Well, it's all settled then. Actually, Mr. Van Dorian, my wife's birthday isn't for another month yet. I'll send you a check the latter part of next week.
It's priced at $75,000.
Whatever my baby wants.
I'll put it away for you, Mr.
Alexander. Timothy Alexander.
Thank you, Mr. Alexander. Mrs. Alexander. It is a pleasure serving you.
Hey, are you moth-eaten looking piece of baggage? Yeah, you're all right.
Nice looking bird.
Cockatoo?
Yeah. Talk much?
Only when he ain't supposed to, then I can't shut him up.
I had a dog like that once. He only barked when I was trying to sleep.
What'd you do?
I stayed up a lot. You the manager?
That's right.
Well, somebody told me there's a Gina Nelson lives here, but I don't find her name on the mailboxes.
That's 'cause she moved.
When was that?
Oh, she pulled out her hair yesterday.
Did she leave a forwarding address?
You a policeman?
Private investigator.
Ah, well, I don't mind cooperating with the police. That's public duty.
Couldn't you make this a private one?
Well, I don't mind that either. But she didn't leave a forwarding address, at least not with me.
Ever see this man before?
That's her boyfriend. I don't know his name, but I used to see him come and visit her. Sometimes he'd spend the whole weekend here. I was always kind of curious about him.
What way?
Well, he didn't seem to belong around here. He always wore a suit and tie and used to polish his shoes, too. You know. Tell you the truth, I always kind of had the feeling he was married, you know? Anyway, he seemed like a nice enough fella. At least a lot nicer than his friends.
Who were they?
A couple of real punks. They used to visit him, about once a week. I remember they were making a whole lot of noise one night. They were having a party or something, and I went up there to ask them to keep it quiet. I knew that was a mistake the minute I opened my mouth, but by then it was too late. The tougher of the two, I think they called him Doug. He hit me with a bottle. See here? Still got the scar. Anyway, Gina's boyfriend gave me $100 to get myself patched up. And that's why I say I think he was a nice enough fella.
Did Gina have any other friends that you remember?
Only one. A girl named Patty, something or another. Oh. She used to come and pick up Gina sometimes. I think they worked together.
Where'd they work?
I don't know, but I do know something.
Nice to meet a true believer in the private enterprise system.
Both girls always wore costumes to work.
What kind of costume?
Like the old-time sailors used to wear, you know? Only a whole lot sexier.
Sounds like he agrees with you.
Oh, Sterrett, you better not let Cam smell that on your breath. You know how he is about the juice.
I'm not afraid of Cam.
Sure you're not.
You just wait and see.
Buddy, I'm all eyes. Hey, you're a real fine artist, fella. What's the matter with him?
Nothing.
Well, sure there is. Come on, get it off your chest, Sterrett. Make you feel better. Well?
It's about the split, Cam.
What about it?
When you were gone, we divided everything up equally. We liked that system. And that's the way we're going to keep doing it.
If that's all it is, I mean, hey, come on. In all the years we worked together, didn't I treat you fair?
Just so you know, that's how it's going to be.
I know how it's going to be. Exactly the way it was. 50% for me and you three split up the rest. You got it, buddy?
Not anymore, Cam. Not this time.
Oh, really? Why so jumpy, Sterrett? You're calling the shots. You're running the show now. Why be so jumpy? What do you think, Holland? We got a new boss now. Jumpy Doug Sterrett. Funny, isn't it? Don't you think it's funny, Holland? How about about you, Steve. You think it's funny? Because I'll tell you, Jumpy Doug stared. It's about the funniest thing I've ever heard. Anyone have anything to say about the split now?
No.
Okay. Now let's get rid of her. Come on.
Gee, I never met a private eye before. I guess it's my lucky day.
Well, I guess it's my lucky day too, Patty. I had just about run out of places down here where girls wore sailor suits like yours.
Well, why all the fuss to find me, Mr. Jones?
Well, I'm looking for a girl named Gina Nelson. She moved away recently, and nobody seems to know her address. I thought you might have it.
Well, what's it all about?
Oh, it's insurance business.
Oh, well, we're really not good friends. But she did call me last night to tell me she moved. I was going to call her back, but I didn't get a chance. Oh, here it is. But all I have is her phone number.
Well, that will do splendidly. Very nice looking bracelet you're wearing.
You like it?
Yes.
Jenny gave it to me.
Well, what do you know about that?
She said it was to pay me back for all the rides I'd give her. She only worked for one of the regular girls who were off, so I really didn't do all that much. To tell you the truth, I really don't like it. I think it's a little old for me.
You know, you may be right. I've got a daughter-in-law that would just love a bracelet like that. Would you consider selling it?
Daughter-in-law?
Yeah. True. Same last name and everything.
Oh, you don't have to prove anything to me.
What'd you say to $25?
I'd say that, you just bought yourself a bracelet.
Well, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. And I hope your daughter-in-law likes it.
She's also my secretary.
Oh, they usually are.
I'm no expert, Barnaby. That looks like pure jade to me.
That's what I thought. That's what got me to wondering where Gina Nelson got it.
Is there a number on the inside of that clasp?
16389.
Oh, yeah, here it is. It's one of the pieces taken from the burglary of Lou's jewelry store in Chinatown.
When?
2 months ago. How much do you have to pay for that?
$25.
If it's any consolation to you, you got it for a good price.
Thanks, Lieutenant.
A biddle. Oh, yeah, sure. It's for you.
Yeah.
Barnaby, I have an address to go with that phone number you gave me.
Let me have it.
It's 2284 North Thornton Boulevard, Mission Gardens, apartment 307.
Thanks, Betty. One other thing I want you to do for me. Check out California Meridian Insurance, see if they were carrying a theft policy for Lou's jewelry store in Chinatown. And if they were, check out any other burglaries that they paid off on in the last 6 months.
All right, I've got it. Barnaby, do you think there's a tie-in between the two?
Would you like to buy back that question?
Hey, baby. Come here. Sit down. Tell me, did you really like that necklace you picked out at Van Dorian?
It was pretty.
And it's yours. No, I mean it. You deserve to have nice things like that. You know what I mean, baby? And where we're going, you'll be able to wear them. Once we finish the jewels, we're going to travel to all the right places. We're going to be just like that couple we pretended to be at Van Dorian's. Only this time we're going to have a little money in our pockets. How does that sound? Huh? Do I get a little kiss? Hey, you can do better than that.
Who is it?
Gina Nelson?
1 second, please.
Miss Nelson?
Yes.
I'm Barnaby Jones, private investigator. Could I talk to you for a minute?
What about?
I was hired to look into the death of Clete Larkin. I understand you're a friend of his.
Well, yes, I knew him.
A very good friend, I understand. He used to bring you flowers and come to see you and even spend the weekend in your apartment in Venice.
Well, Mr. Jones, I mean, these things do happen. We're not living in the Dark Ages.
Well, I'm sure they did happen in the Dark Ages and probably about the same way.
Who are you working for?
California Meridian Insurance. Mr. Larkin carried a rather large accident policy. Since falling down an elevator shaft is kind of a remote possibility, they feel that it might have been something other than an accident, thereby relieving them of their liability.
Well, like what?
Suicide?
Well, why are you coming to me?
Well, there's an old saying that sometimes what a wife doesn't know, the other woman does. Did Clete Larkin seem depressed lately?
Well, yes, he did seem upset about his work, and,
And what?
well, I'm afraid that some of his depression had to do with me. You see, I told him I didn't want to see him anymore. He offered to get a divorce from his wife, but I didn't want him to do that. So I had to tell him that I didn't love him anymore, that it was fun while it lasted, but it was over.
He took it hard.
Yes, but I don't think that Clete would take his own life.
You're probably right, but then there is another possibility.
Well, what's that?
Murder. You wouldn't know of anyone who wanted to kill him, would you?
No. No, of course not.
I didn't think you would. Well, thank you for your time.
He knows something. Finish packing. It's following us. Don't turn around. I'm sorry the secretary hasn't gotten here yet. Ought to get through this a lot faster.
Well, Betty's eyes are pretty sharp. Sometimes it's easier to see the twigs and leaves in someone else's nest.
I'm not sure that's a compliment, but I have found something. Lou's jewelry store was among the California Meridian policyholders.
Is that supposed to mean something?
Could mean a lot. Did Cleet Larkin have access to the details of the security diagrams of Lou's jewelry?
Oh, sure. All the security diagrams are filed here. But I still don't get it.
Larkin's girlfriend had a jade bracelet that was part of the burglary loot. It could mean that she was part of the gang that did it. What about the other clients that were hit in the last 6 months?
Let's see, there was Maxwell Liquors, over $200,000.
They have a tight security?
As a matter of fact, they had just installed all the latest security equipment. The thieves neutralized the entire system.
It would require an electronic genius or somebody selling inside information.
Oh, I get it. You're saying it was Cleet?
That would explain the hidden cash that Mrs. Larkin found.
It wouldn't explain why Gina and her boyfriend are still hanging around town.
I thought the manager at the Mission Gardens said they checked out.
Yes, he did. While they were paying their bill, he overheard Gina on the telephone. He didn't hear it all, but it sounded as if she were making a plane reservation for Sunday night.
That's tonight. If I were in their shoes, I wouldn't have stayed around for sunrise this morning.
Unless you had another security diagram you wanted to cash in on.
You think they're planning another robbery?
It's Sunday. Most stores are as deserted as they are at night. Since they can bypass their alarm system, I'd say they would have a pretty good shot at it.
A lot better than any chance we'll have of picking their target out of all these files.
Well, we're gonna try. What time Miss Dolan say she was coming in?
Oh, any minute now.
Well, that does it. Let's go. Just remember, we haven't got all day.
Come to think of it, I did see Mr. Larkin going through one of the files the evening of his accident. I remember I came in to say goodnight and asked him if I could help him find anything.
What did he say?
He shut the drawer, said he found what he was looking for, then he went back into the office. I figured he was checking on a date or something because he didn't pull any of the files.
Miss Dolan, you happen to recall which drawer it was?
Yes, I'm sure I do. This one.
UVW. Well, that's someplace to start.
What's taking so long? I'm almost finished. Doug would have had it done by now.
Well, you should have thought of that when you killed him.
All I have to do is set this cap. It's payday.
Oh, I hate to admit it, but they are beginning to look exactly alike to me.
Well, here's one that doesn't look like any of the others.
How so?
Well, in the first place, the pages aren't in sequence, and the schematic drawing of the alarm system is upside down. This is the first file I've seen this way. Is this normal, Mrs. Dolan?
Very unusual. Mr. Jones, an insurance policy is a legal document. We're very careful the way we handle them.
Van Dorian Jewelry Company? Maybe just what we're looking for. Hang on to that. There's only a couple of blocks from here. I'll take a walk over there and look around. Call Lieutenant Biddle and tell him.
Son of a gun.
Wait a minute. What'd I tell you, Ken?
Yeah, I'm proud of you.
Man, would you look at all this beautiful stuff?
Think of all the booze it'll buy, Holland.
I was thinking more of the broads. It's beautiful.
You ever see anything like that? Hurry up.
Yeah.
Gina. Happy birthday, baby. Now, doesn't that deserve a nice big kiss? Huh? That's more like it. You got everything? What's this all about?
Doug didn't like the way you dividing things up. Do you remember, Cam?
So you two got your heads together. Well, all right. All right, you win. We split everything equal. There's enough there to make us all rich. Only you want more, right, baby?
This time we're taking it all.
That the way you feel?
You don't understand, do you? You killed Clete. I loved him.
Hey, come on. Come on, we're partners. We can work out something. A brand new shuffle.
It's too late. No matter what we worked out now, you know you'd come looking for us sooner or later, so then we'd be up the same creek as Clete and Doug. You just better get going. Come on.
You ain't got the nerve for that.
Try me. Come on.
Put this in the truck. Hey, come on. We'll get in the truck, man. Come on. Hold it!
Jewelry is not worth dying for. All right, miss. Come on out. Put your hands up.
A little bird told me that you like racing.
Is it a real one?
Sure is. Try it on. Oh, is that handsome?
Come on, I'll show you how fast I can go.
Wait a minute, not too fast.
Lot to be thankful for, Ms. Larkin. If you
Beautiful day, fine young son.
Those are no small blessings, Mr. Jones.
Just keep counting them.
Barnaby Jones, starring Buddy Ebsen. Also starring Lee Merriweather, with guest stars Mariette Hartley, James Luisi, Claudette Nevins. Tonight's episode, Mystery Cycle.
All set?
Yeah. Mr. Yeager, you gonna take those rages again today?
Why not? Boss allowed to play. Let's bust them.
morning. Is Miss Yeager in? I'm Barnaby Jones.
Just 1 minute, please.
I'll be making some changes on the board, but I wouldn't so much as hint, at least not yet, that I'm thinking of phasing out the motor division.
Mrs. Yeager, Mr. Barnaby Jones to see you?
Yes, I'm expecting him.
Well, I don't think we need worry about the Yeager stocks not showing some strength soon, although it might be best to leak the next quarterly, put the rumors to rest. Mrs. Yeager, please accept our condolences once again. All of us had the highest regard for your husband.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Miss Yeager?
Mr. Jones.
If this is inconvenient, I could come at another time, tomorrow even.
No, it's all right. I prefer getting as many details out of the way as possible. May I offer you something?
No, nothing for me, thanks. This is a lovely place you have here.
Oh, thank you. Why don't we talk outside, get some fresh air?
Fine. Now, I know that California Meridian Insurance has already spoken to you, so I'll try not to cover any old ground.
Perhaps you can tell me exactly what the problem is. Is it the size of the policy?
Well, the double indemnity accidental death clause brings the amount up to $1 million.
Well, if my husband's death wasn't accidental, what are you suggesting, Mr. Jones? A suicide?
No, I'm not suggesting anything, Mrs. Yeager. It's just that the company feels obligated to look rather closely into the accidental death theory. That's the reason they brought me in.
Well, I think you can eliminate suicide as a possibility. My husband was in perfect health, both mentally and physically. No man had a greater zest for living.
You know, it's common knowledge that the Yeager company was in financial trouble lately.
Well, the motor division's been a drain, that's true. So we're considering the possibility of some surgery there. In fact, the reason for that division's existence passed on with Jonathan. It was always more of a hobby with him than a business.
You don't suppose it's possible that Mr. Yeager could have been preoccupied with the problems of the company that morning?
Certainly not while testing a motorcycle. It speeds up to 100 miles an hour.
I realize riders do take spills, but I understand that the trail along the ridge was straight and smooth, and Mr. Yeager had been over it many times in the past.
Well, perhaps what it all boils down to, Mr. Jones, is that it takes just one mistake. And Jonathan made it. Excuse me.
Francis?
Carolyn.
Oh, I wish you'd called or wired or something.
I'm sorry I've been in such a state of shock.
I just happened to see a tiny mention of it in the San Francisco papers.
Well, I'm glad you're here. Mr. Jones, this is my sister, Carolyn Lacey.
How do you do?
Mr. Jones.
I think I'll be leaving now, Mrs. Yeager. If you don't mind, I'll stop by your motor division, maybe talk to some of the men who are with your husband.
That'll be fine. Steve Rollins is in charge there now. He'll give you whatever help you need.
Thank you very much. Nice meeting you, Miss Lacey.
I wish you'd called. Can't tell you how awful it was reading about Jonathan's death days after the fact.
I'm sorry, Carolyn. I've had 100 things on my mind.
Sometimes I can't understand you, Francis. How could you forget to notify your own sister?
Half-sister, dear.
Look, I came here because I thought I might be some help, some comfort. Obviously, you don't require that comfort.
Meaning what? That I didn't love Jonathan?
That's always been understood between us. But he was a good man in many ways, Francis. I mean, surely you respected him. Would it be easier for you if I just drove back to San Francisco?
Well, that would hardly look proper now, would it? I'm sure we can manage to stay out of each other's hair for a few days, don't you think?
I just always wish we'd been closer.
That's hardly of any importance now, Carolyn, is it?
Now, as far as you can figure, your position was right there.
Yeah, I'd say a quarter mile to the right of the ridge, just along the lip of the Royal.
From each of these 4 positions, none of you fellas saw Mr. Yeager go up on the ridge.
Well, you know, out there testing bikes, it's kind of hard to keep track of anybody. You're too busy trying to handle your own machine.
Joe, you weren't on the left side of me, but ahead and to the right.
No. I hit sand right here and almost flipped into the arroyo. That was to the left of you. No, I saw you to his right, too. You were wearing a black helmet, right? Come on, man. I had a mouthful of sand. You're going to tell me that I wasn't to the west of the arroyos?
You two are both wrong. I can vouch for Joe riding on the left.
No, not on my left. Well, exactly where did you see me then? Here, may I?
Sure. Right here.
Now, how could I be over there when I saw at least two of you guys just to the east of me just minutes before the accident? Look, old buddy, if you weren't there, you weren't there, but wasn't you, who was it? I don't know.
Mr. Jones, did you get what you came for?
Well, there seems to be a difference of opinion, Mr. Rollins.
That happens. How about getting back to work, fellas?
Thanks, fellas. Say, you mind if I take this?
Not at all. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Well, no, I don't think so. Well, maybe. You might be able to clear up a point. Those tests that you made out there on the desert course, were they a weekly routine thing?
Well, we take the bikes out, we abuse them, we bring them back and rip them apart.
Was Mr. Yeager's participation in the test routine?
You couldn't keep him away. He really loved biking across those ridges.
Well, what about yourself, Mr. Rollins? I understand that you were in charge of all the testing, but you weren't out there that day with the others.
I stopped riding that desert course about 3 months ago. Back trouble.
Well, then it's just the four fellows, Mr. Yeager, and you. You know of anyone else who might have been familiar with the course or had ridden it or knew the routine?
Those 4 men you talked to, they're our only testers. They've been with us ever since we bought that desert acreage.
Well, thank you very much, and I hope your back gets better.
Thank you.
I must have gone through 6 pounds of financial reports this afternoon.
You know, you're going to have to learn to leave business details to others. You're a very rich lady now. And especially tonight. I don't want you preoccupied with business details. You promise?
I promise.
Wouldn't you think they'd pick a safer spot to test motorcycles?
Eddie, I'm puzzled. I can't understand why the 4 test drivers can't agree on their positions just before the accident. Now, 2 of them out there claim that they saw Joe Scully right here. He's wearing a black helmet, and they swear they saw him. Right here. Scully says he was out there. He's backed up by number 4 down there.
That's a discrepancy of over a mile.
And my first instinct was that somebody wasn't telling the truth. That would be such a clumsy lie. Point of debate. Sometimes the simplest explanations are the most accurate. Now, if those 4 riders are all telling the truth, there must have been another cyclist out here. Mr. X.
Mr. X? Oh, Barnaby. Now, if, as you say, these 2 riders saw him here in this area, well, where was he before that?
Someplace where there wasn't any chance of one of the bikes coming tearing through.
Someplace where he could have kept an eye on the others? Let's start over there. Several days old, at least.
Barnaby, couldn't someone have just been resting here?
Through 3 cigarettes? That would take a half hour or more.
What's that?
Oil drippings.
I see.
No tire tracks. Wind took care of that. What we got is a trespasser who sat here long enough to smoke 3 cigarettes and let his machine drip a little oil in the sand.
Well, are you going to be able to fix the time?
If that's our Mr. X, he's got a lot more curiosity than just a trespasser.
Good morning, John.
Oh, I gotta get my 2 miles in every day or go to bed with a guilty conscience.
Well, would your conscience permit accepting a lift at this point?
If it didn't, it'd be in for an argument.
You get down this way often?
L.A.? I haven't been down for a year or so. Kind of hard to tear me away from that city by the bay.
Pacific Western, huh?
Yeah.
Track, I'll bet.
No records, just lots of fun.
Yeah, that's about the way I went at it. But I did break the 4-minute mile once my junior year at Claiborne College.
You did?
Yep. They had to meet in a county park, a brand new quarter-mile oval. I was quite a hero for about a half an hour until somebody suggested measuring the track. The county commissioner had awarded the contract to his nearsighted nephew. The track was 50 yards short.
Oh, that's delicious. The housekeeper said she hadn't heard from Frances either. Can't imagine where she spent the entire night. Oh, well, she'll probably call or show up soon. Here you are.
Yeah, it looks very good.
I'm the gal who's most efficient in all things which do not matter.
Miss Lacey.
Oh, Carolyn, please. I'm not a women's liver, but the miss at my age is something less than complimentary.
I wouldn't say that. I was just wondering whether you might have some information that Mr. Yeager had trouble with one of his employees lately.
No, I never heard anything like that.
What about his relationship with your sister?
I'm sure Jonathan loved her. For Frances, I don't think she'll ever change. She wants what she wants, she gets it, she grows tired of it, and goes on to something new. Sounds to me like you suspect something more than an accident.
Well, I can't dismiss that possibility.
Then, in fairness to Jonathan, I must tell you that he had become concerned about something in the last 6 months. He spent a lot of time in San Francisco. We'd sometimes have dinner together. I guess you know that he and I were something more than just friends.
I didn't know that.
It's a long time ago. Almost 7 years. Oh, I've kind of gotten used to playing second fiddle where Frances is concerned. Even as kids. She always ended up with the nicest toy or be on my father's knee just when I wanted to be. Anyway, Jonathan said that he and Frances were having friction. I think he knew she was having an affair.
Did he mention the man's name?
No. He did say that he thought it might be somebody close to him in the company.
Mr. Jones? May I speak with you for a moment?
Yes, surely. Excuse me.
My attorney tells me that your report to the insurance company is the only thing that's holding up the check.
Yes, I won't be much longer, Mrs. Yeager.
I don't mean to be rude, but your prodding is beginning to make others as well as me nervous.
I have to apologize for that, but I was just telling your sister that your husband's death may not have been accidental.
Mr. Jones, if you're trying to revive that suicide theory...
I never had that theory. No, Mrs. Yeager, what I suspect but have been unable to prove is that there was another bike rider on the test area that day. He caused your husband's bike to go off the ridge.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
That rider was waiting for some time out there, hiding and smoking these cigarettes. You know anyone who smokes brown cigarettes like that?
No, I don't.
Well, thank you very much. Bye.
Francis, where were you last night?
None of your business.
It's true, isn't it? You've been having an affair for some time now. With Steve Rollins?
Exactly what is it that troubles you? Is it being one of the have-nots, or is it something else?
Nothing ever seems to trouble you, does it? Jonathan's been dead for exactly a week.
Perhaps you were right. Perhaps it would be wiser for you to go back to San Francisco. As a matter of fact, why don't you plan on leaving first thing in the morning?
Hi, beautiful.
Mr. Jones thinks Jonathan may have been murdered.
What? Can he prove it?
He says somebody was hiding out at the testing grounds, waiting to send Jonathan crashing off that ridge.
What?
Somebody who smokes the same kind of cigarettes you do. Where did you go that day, Steve, after you left me?
Biking along the coast, testing a new needle valve. Hey, wait a minute, honey. These cigarettes are found all over town. Besides, how long do you have to know me? Hmm? Don't you know me well enough? Hmm?
I'm sorry, darling. I just felt sick when I saw those cigarettes.
You know what I think? Friend Jones is just trying to convince the insurance company that he's worth the fee. Wrong theory, gentlemen, but I was in there pitching. You know what I mean? Good days ahead, honey.
Evening, Pete. Mr. Rollins around? I don't know if he's gone home or not. You might look back by his desk there, though. Thanks, I'll try there. Mr. Rollins?
all, Mrs. Yeager?
Yes, that's fine for tonight. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Steve? Steve, are you here? Who's there? Francis? Are you home? Please. No. Carolyn. Carolyn!
How does it feel to be on the short end for a change, Francis?
Please, please.
I'm going to tell you how it feels to be on the winning side for the first time. Delicious.
What can you gain by killing me?
Money? All that money that should have been mine 7 years ago.
No! No!
Morning, Mr. Rollins.
Morning.
Called your apartment several times last night, but you weren't in.
I was out riding. What did you want?
You know, watching the way those cycles bounce around out there, you'd think they'd all come in total wrecks.
It's the whole point behind it.
You have special equipment on each bike? I notice the oil has a kind of a special tint.
We use synthetic oil with a vegetable base. We're just experimenting with one of our refinery products.
All the bikes use the same kind of oil?
Yes. Mr. Jones, you're not interested in vegetable oils. Let's get to the point. Like, what kind of cigarettes do I smoke?
Well, I think that we can charge that down to coincidence as long as you can explain and account for your time during the day that Mr. Yeager was killed.
I was testing this bike along the coast. Next.
All day?
You got it.
You didn't even stop anywhere for gasoline?
All right, all right. I was with a woman part of the day. And you're not getting her name.
Would it be the same woman who said she didn't recognize the kind of cigarette you smoked?
Goodbye, Mr. Jones.
Oops, sorry. That's clumsy of me.
I'll clean it. Just let it be.
Oh, by the way, Mr. Rollins, do you own more than one bike?
I own 2 bikes. I mean, I did own 2 bikes. One was stolen a few months ago. Why?
Just curiosity. Sorry about the oil. That was a close one. I should have been watching.
Oh, it was my fault. Maybe I should stick to jogging, huh? You looking for Frances?
Yes, I was hoping to talk to her.
Don't think she's home yet. Mr. Jones, there's something very peculiar going on.
Like what?
I don't know, it's hard to explain, but I think I can name the man that Frances has been seeing. At least I saw them together one night, and the relationship was more than friendly. Steve Rollins?
Yes, I've met him.
Well, it didn't take much imagination to know she was expecting him last night.
What makes you say that?
Oh, about 7 o'clock, she asked me what I was planning to do that evening. I said nothing. She suggested that I take in a movie at the Village. I took the hint and got home at about midnight. But she was gone. I don't know. It's just all very strange.
Miss Lacey! The police just called. On the beach. Mrs. Yeager. Oh, God.
Miss, no, it's better if you wait up here. No, please, wait right over here. There's nothing you can do. Please.
Mr. Jones, I can't believe it.
From the looks of things, I'd say it happened sometime last night, but I'll wait for the coroner's report.
That's a pretty dangerous curve, but that lady has lived in this neighborhood for years.
What happened? What happened? Frances? How'd it happen?
You a friend of Mrs. Yeager's?
Friend. A friend. I'm her husband. We were married 2 days ago.
Didn't find anything over there. Let's take a look over here.
I'm getting tired of hearing about those cigarettes.
Mr. Rollins, let me tell you again that you don't have to answer my questions at all.
I didn't say I wouldn't cooperate. But those cigarette stubs that Jones found, they could have belonged to anybody.
All right, let's get back to this secret marriage.
Francis wanted it that way. We were going to have a church ceremony after a reasonable amount of time.
You and Mrs. Yeager, before Mr. Yeager's death.
She was ready to ask for a divorce.
Barnaby, what time did you say you made those phone calls to Mr. Rollins' apartment?
Between 8 and 10 o'clock that evening.
I got back around 11 o'clock.
But you can't account for the time except for saying that you were out somewhere riding a bike.
That's right. I set Thursday evenings aside so I could night test the bike we've been modifying for the past 4 months. I sent those reports to our Dayton engineers every Friday morning. Now you can check the company records.
In other words, you just take any Thursday night at random and you're simply out somewhere riding a motorcycle along a highway.
That's right, that's right.
Well, now, didn't you tell Mr. Jones that a back injury prevents you from riding?
Only on the desert course, I believe, is the way Mr. Rollins put it.
I don't have a problem with a normal run.
All right, let's get back to the day Jonathan Yeager was killed.
I was with Francis.
Can you verify it?
No, we were alone.
Found it in the garden, Lieutenant. Appears to be blood-stained and has the initial R on it.
Did you say R?
That's right.
We'll get it to the lab and have them check it for latent prints.
Of course there's going to be prints on it. That's mine. Don't you see there's my mark on it? It's been taken from my house. Don't you see I'm being framed? I'm not saying anything from here on. My lawyer will do the talking for me.
That was quite a dessert. I admire your appetite.
It's something I inherited. I think I could just gorge myself on all kinds of goodies and not gain an ounce.
You know, Carolyn, I'm glad to see that you're not too disappointed that Steve Rollins could be in control of the Yeager Company now. Except for the fact that he married Francis, that would all be yours. Unless, of course, he is convicted of murder.
Mr. Jones, I can't give a thought to what I might have gained. That old conscience of mine keeps telling me what's not freely given does not belong to me.
It's a pretty good philosophy to live by.
Besides, Steve may be perfectly innocent. I mean, why would he leave so many obvious clues behind?
Well, one explanation could be that intelligent people do not commit murder. Oh, they may be clever, but they mistake their cleverness for intelligence, forgetting that they're not allowed one mistake, not one error, forgetting that they have to shut out the other side completely. A lopsided score is just not good enough.
If Steve is guilty, if he made so many mistakes, he might still have that other bike somewhere.
Wherever it is, it would have to be proven that he was the only person who had access to that particular place. You ready? Yeah. Looks like Steve Rollins is home scot-free. The first thing he would do would be to get rid of that... Wait a minute. Why would he get rid of it? He didn't know until after he was arrested that we could match the oil samples from the drippings of the bike.
I've got a thought. This affair between Steve and Francis has been going on for some time. I mean, where would they have been meeting?
Yeah, I see what you mean. They couldn't use his apartment. His bike riders might come charging in any moment.
And I can't imagine Francis going in and out of motels.
Yeah, hideaway? Yeah, he could have kept the other motorcycle there. Sure something to think about.
That'd be like finding the proverbial needle in the haystack, right? Thanks for everything.
Give my love to San Francisco.
I will. Bye-bye.
You'll be needing a lift back. Thought I'd save you the trouble of calling a cab from the highway.
When'd you learn about the house?
Yesterday, telephone number's in your sister's address book.
You're right, Mr. Jones. Got to be a game. I forgot no errors allowed. Mind if I sit a minute? Did you know it was me all along?
Not until they found that wrench in the garden. After that, Lieutenant Biddle and I decided not to look at convenient clues and just start looking for the one who would profit most.
It's as simple as that, huh?
Not quite. Remember the day you were riding your bike and we almost ran into each other? I couldn't get that out of my mind all day. The way you handle your bike like you were born on one. We checked the dirt motorcycle tracks in San Francisco. They knew Carolyn Lacey. The one who always rented the highest powered motorcycle and drove it like a fanatic. One track owner said like she was training for the race of her life.
That bit of play acting you did in your office, huh? You must feel pretty smug about it all, huh?
No, as a matter of fact, I feel pretty sad about it all.